As young people, we often find ourselves bombarded with financial advice from the adults in our lives. They tell us things like what to invest in, what not to invest in, how to save, why we should save, etc., etc. And a lot of it seems like jargon to us, especially since we just started a bank account because a YouTube video told us to. But I'm going to be just like all those other adults. One of the most important things you should have or should pay for is therapy. As simple as that. Today's world is perpetually internalized and individualistic, which means that what's going on in our mind is going to have more and more impact as the years go by. And who better to help you with what's going on in your mind than a therapist? When we get all this financial advice from the adults in our lives, a lot of them aren't trained in things like communication or how to explain things. Besides being able to communicate, therapists can also spot things that other people can't see, such as unhealthy coping mechanisms like drug abuse and retail therapy or other reckless behaviors that cost you a lot of money in the long run. And besides being able to spot and tell us about these behaviors, they can also spot what's causing these behaviors and how to fix these causes. A finance guru is just going to tell you to stop doing drugs or stop retail shopping or stop doing retail therapy, but a therapist is going to walk you through the steps on how to stop on your own, making them an A1 investment. And if the condition of the world isn't enough, let's look at the conditions of ourselves and each other. How many people in college do you think have a mental disorder? A mental disorder or illness can be a gut shot to your bank account or your life in the long run. And who better to help you with these things than a therapist? An unchecked mental illness can completely alter the course of someone's life. Let's say you have schizophrenia, for instance, and you have to miss class one day for some reason, whether it be delusions or you just can't move. You could possibly risk missing a test, let alone a final exam. And contingencies like these go across the board for all mental illnesses. And all mental illnesses, or at least almost all of them, can be helped by really good therapists. A lot of people like to argue that therapy is a scam or that it doesn't work and that we all just need to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps and solve our own problems. It's important to ask these people to question their own lives because a lot of the time they're just running from their own problems or they weren't able to solve their own problems in therapy. Overall, therapy is a good financial decision because it helps keep you in a stable mental state that helps you make sound financial decisions. It gives you the skills and patience to work through tough decisions. It helps you find much healthier and much cheaper coping mechanisms, as well as ways to solve the problems for which you need the coping mechanisms.